A lot. You know, I think first you got to give them a lot of credit. They played really well. They were more physical than us, and they just outplayed us. They whipped us for the majority of the game. You know, we never were able to get into a rhythm. We struggled to run the ball, and when you couldn't establish a run, it's hard to be balanced. And, we've got to be able to run the football. We've got to be balanced, even when it's not like we're running extremely well. We've still got to stay balanced so our passing game can work, help out our offensive line, and ultimately we got to make plays. I think for us, we didn't have a lot of explosive plays on early downs, and then third downs were really poor, and kind of leads to 3 and outs. And so we got to play much better this week. Our guys have had a good week of practice. Everybody I think is pretty embarrassed by what we did. We got to come out and play much better to help our team and help our defense.
You guys watch any tape on TCU yet after their game last week against Southern? Get anything from that?
Absolutely, we watched a lot of tape. We watched their game obviously this year, all last year, and then beyond that. I mean, they're a really fast bunch. I think Coach Patterson's defensively has been excellent for a long time because they know what they're doing. They're really disciplined. They're really sound. They know what they're doing. They know their adjustments. They know when you hurt them on something how to fix it. And on top of it, they're just really good players. And so I think that's got our guys' attention, which is good. And know that we have to execute at an extremely high level and have a chance to move football and be successful.
What did you think about this sense of blitzes at you? What did you think of sort of how your offensive line and running backs picked those up?
Well, I mean, they didn't send any blitzes that were that crazy that we hadn't seen before. We had, 2 times we had a running back, have a mistake, bust, and not block his guy. And then one time they just beat us on a twist, which is, that stuff does happen. And so obviously that's no good. And we got to be able to protect the quarterback and give him time to throw, especially when it's stuff that we can pick up. Every now and then a defense gets you, but for the most part it was some self-inflicted things that, hopefully after the first game we got cleaned up because it's unacceptable.
Have you seen Ben kind of bounce back a little bit this week in practice?
Yeah, I have. And, obviously the interception was bad. Ben was never able to get in a rhythm, much like we weren't as a unit. So obviously the interception stands out to everybody, but he didn't play extremely poor, but it's part of being a quarterback. When the team doesn't do well and the offense doesn't move the ball, you didn't exactly do your job. But I thought he was positive on the sidelines on Saturday in, probably as bad a situation as you could, ask for. And I thought he and our guys have really, again, bounced back this week in practice. Now we just got to carry it over the game.
Do you think there's still a bit of an adjustment period with the new receivers he's working with?
Yeah, I mean, there's always an adjustment period. You got, new staff. You got a lot of new guys. I mean, if you really think about it, outside of Ben and a couple of the running backs, we got a lot of new guys playing. And so you learn a lot about guys in the first game. And hopefully a lot of that's out of our system because we got to play much better.
What did you notice the struggles on third down?
I think ultimately there was maybe 1 or 2 times they made some good plays and they had us. And then, again, it just goes back to execution. And it doesn't matter what offense you're running, what age football you're playing. If you can't throw and catch, you can't block, and you can't execute, then you're going to be punting. And, that's just kind of what it is. Like I said, it was about as bad as we could be, I hope. And, we got to be much better.